Stay with me.
Straight up.
Stay with me.
You guys are together. Have you ever met?
To your left, please. Here we go, thank you. And right over here, straight ahead. Down here.
Just one last word.
Just like a hand on the hip.
That's it. That's it. Okay, everybody in this line for one first for Apple? Okay, let's give you a couple, lots of eyes. One more. Great.
Echo 3 is it is a story about three human beings who are connected via blood and via brotherhood. And I play Bambi, who is a Delta Force special operative soldier in the US Army, whose sister is played by Jessica Ann Collins, and she is a research scientist that gets kidnapped and held hostage in the Colombian jungle by a militia. Her husband is one of my unit soldiers, played by Michiel Hoosman, and we go to Colombia to find her. And it is not easy, and you know, it becomes more and more complex as the show goes on, but yeah, it's an incredible job. Well, you know, I'm always looking for things that haven't been done before, genres that are, you know, pushing the needle somewhat, and this project definitely has that. We also have an incredible screenwriter, the incredible Mark Bowl, who wrote the scripts and was the showrunner and was very involved from the outset. And if there's anybody on this planet that can write scripts about this kind of story and the geopolitical thriller genre, it is Mark Bowl. And that's really what I think will make this stand out, is the quality of the writing, the detailed nuance of his storytelling. It was very, very enjoyable. Exhausting, I'm not going to lie. It was exhausting, and it was full on. We shot in Colombia for 9 months, and yeah, we traveled all over the country, but it was really, yeah, it was a great job. It was a big adventure.
I play a scientist who goes missing along the Colombian-Venezuelan border, and she is a multifaceted female, very complex, strong and vulnerable and tough as nails, but also just bubbling with a sensitivity, and I just love her complexity so much. Well, to work with Mark was first and foremost a no-brainer, and then to approach the story as a military thriller, but then realize that it was really a human story about these incredible characters and their bond and their love and their loyalty was remarkable to me to see that on the page. I think I'm excited for them to see how layered the series is, and to get to know these human beings in all of their glory, and also sort of be taken on this action ride. I think they're in for a real treat.
It's about loyalty and honesty, and about family, and about fighting to preserve that. My character Prince is a special forces operator, and he comes from money, from privilege, and he's a pretty powerful guy. He feels strong, he has money behind him, and he's pretty used to being in control of any situation, and being a special forces operator, that serves him really well. He tries to control the battlefield, so to speak. But in marriage and the rest of his life, that's not always working out for him. And in our story, he starts to lose control. And once that happens, he spirals out of control a little bit. And I felt like that would be very interesting to see, interesting to play. And, I can't wait for the audience to see that. Well, it felt like an adventure to make the show. And I hope that that's what it feels like for the audience watching as well. We shot the show mostly in Colombia, on location, never on a stage. And so it's a journey through Bogota, the jungle, all the way up to the Rosario Islands, just off of the coast from Cartagena. I hope it's going to be a thrilling ride.
Was amazing. Was a really a new experience for me, because I was doing soap operas, not this kind of shows. In Colombia, this was the first shooting, not all in Colombia, but most of the time. So it was great for me. It was a great opportunity. I love to work with Jessica, with Luke, with Mikhail. And with Jessica, we did like a deep connection. And it was amazing for both characters.
Yeah, it's a military drama. I think what makes it different is it's centered on family in the way that you wouldn't expect. Family is the driving force behind it. And a lot of crazy stuff happens for family. The characters, you think you know them, and then you find out you don't. Oh, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Because there was a military nature behind it, we really developed a brotherhood. Luke and Mikhail were amazing, 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 super welcoming. Jessica, incredible, incredible. Mark, such a great leader. Yeah, tremendous. Family. Yeah, the lengths people are willing to go to for family. I thought that was really beautiful. I thought you don't really see that in stories like this, So that's what really drew me. And then personally, my character, complicated, nuanced, in the way that juicy for an actor. Yes, it was all very exciting.
My character is Violet. She is a journalist, and she is with all of characters to searching the solution to find the Amber, the character of Amber. I'm so excited. It was a very, very exciting experience. It was amazing to shoot in Colombia, with this crew, with this cast, with Apple. I'm so, so happy. It's a thriller. It's very Latin stuff, and it's very emotional things and very deep at the same time.
The part was so interesting that Mark Bowl wrote, and not everybody gets to play like somebody spiky, and she's interesting. The three, Luke and Mikhail and Jessica, play my children. Mikhail's an in-law, son-in-law. They're all such particularly special people. And Luke and I will be friends for life, we've promised.
Amazing. I mean, it was like a long, very long journey that we started in Atlanta last year. We shot there, then Colombia, and after, I don't know, it's been 2 years already. So I'm actually freaking out that it's finally happening tonight. The biggest contribution that maybe Echo 3 can do for our audience to jump in is that is this very intimate portrait of a family, like you can see on the trailer when Amber says, "You don't know my family." That is a sort of a statement on what is the show about, which is you go from the most intimate portrait of whatever family, but all the way to a political thriller. So you have both worlds like maybe in a first look might be, totally different, but they live together in the same show. So you go from the most intimate portrait of these characters to the most crazy action sequence or thriller.
It's sort of a classic hero's tale about, brotherhood and friendship and love, and it's got all sort of these classic elements, but it's much deeper than your typical version of that kind of a show. So really excited for audiences to check it out. Oh, he is a unique talent, boy. It's super passionate. I've never worked with anyone that worked harder than he does. He is really, really dedicated to his craft. He's terrific, yeah. It's going to surprise people a lot. It's sort of got the classic elements of a rescue type of a show, which people may be familiar with, which hopefully draws them in, but ultimately it's much more complex and layered than that.
I have to thank the good folks at Apple, particularly Morgan Wendell and Brandon Brito, for not just for underwriting this, but also for allowing us to follow our creative vision for making something that is unique. The idea was very simple from the beginning. It was just to get a bunch of movie people together and create something for television in a way that hadn't been done before, and that was about as specific as it was. And 3 years later, having filmed for over a year on 2 continents with over 500 crew and cast, we somehow dragged ourselves across the finish line and created this beast that you're